Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It is the 5th of May, that's Cinco de Mayo, and it is the 5-5 portal reading. So I do have a chart for 5-5, 2025 for 5:55 p.m. So we can take a look at that chart just to get an astrological perspective. Now, there's no specific exact aspects today. We did have Pluto station retrograde yesterday, and we do have coming up Mercury. Well, today we had we have Mercury and Jupiter making a sextile to each other, an exact sextile. So let's take a look. That actually happened earlier than 5:55, but we'll be able to see it here. So this is the chart. I did it for 5-5 at 5:55 in Washington, D.C. We have Jupiter right now at 22:22. Well, that's interesting, right? And we have Mercury at 22:37. So the exact sextile already occurred. However, this is a um, this is within orb, of course, and it's still happening. This Mercury Jupiter sextile is a waning sextile. Mercury is moving towards Jupiter. When you look at two planets, you take the slower moving planet, make that the focal planet, and see where the other planet sits in relationship to this planet. And the Mercury is in Aries and Jupiter is in Gemini. So Aries is before Gemini, and the Mercury has to move to Gemini to conjoin for its next synodic cycle. So this is really at the end of a synodic cycle that began last year. And this is a time for progressive change. This is so the energy of the major aspect today is one of sharing our knowledge, how to move forward. And of course, here in the United States, we have the oligarch tour going on, a very progressive movement. So we can see that being expressed and a lot of interest in that. And of course, for those of us who have been following or are progressive, know that this is not a new thing, that pretty much since Bernie Sanders ran in 2016, people have been calling for this, but the powers that be have ignored it. And one of the reasons I think that Biden was such a successful president was because he listens to the progressives. Um, and unfortunately, now we have a maniac in office, and he's trying to undo everything that Biden did. Whether or not he'll be successful in that is the jury's still out, but he's creating a lot of havoc and a lot of problems. So what else is going on today? Well, we see that Ceres is very close to the north node of the moon. In fact, Ceres already had its conjunction with the north node of the moon. Um, Ceres is reaping a harvest. It is the symbol is a scythe. She's also an agricultural goddess. She is the mother. She's a mother goddess. She's into nurturing and children. She also rules grief. So we could see grief around children. And of course, there are many children starving right now. Well, there's always many children starving, but a lot of ones that weren't starving are now starving because of, what the administration in the US has done, not to mention what's going on in places like Gaza and Sudan. So there's a lot of suffering. Neptune sometimes is that energy uh, of 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 becoming aware of the suffering of others. Saturn is there as well with the North Node. We also have the Venus Neptune conjunction. Now Venus is moving away from Neptune, but that is still in orb. Venus in her warrior princess outfit right now, uh, and empowered by the Neptune energy, Neptune and Eris. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So this is a very powerful combination. While we have Mercury conjunct Chiron, conjunct Eris. And this actually, this Chiron Eris conjunction is going to be exact on the 18th. There's three of them, two this year and one next year. And so Eris is a revolutionary. She is a bit of a troublemaker. She likes to use people's pride against them. And of course, Chiron in Aries is wounds around self. Could be the wounds of the bully. It could be the wounded warrior energy. We've been working with this Chiron energy now for a long time. Chiron spends its most time in Aries, and so we do have, and Chiron really to a certain extent is a wound about becoming, because Chiron was somewhat of a different sort of demigod. He was half horse, half man. He was a centaur. He was a great teacher, um, and he was a great healer. So not only is this an opportunity for the wound to be exposed, but also for the wound to be healed. And of course, talking about it will be helpful for that. We have Juno making a lovely trine to the North Node and to Ceres. And Juno is relationship. And so we have, this is an opportunity for us to get together with people that we're in relationship with to work in the direction of compassion. The moon, at least at 5:55 p.m. is in Taurus. This morning at 5:55 a.m. it was in Leo. We still have Mars and Pluto in that opposition, although that is starting to ease up, but it's still there. It's not really going anywhere. Uranus sextile the North Node. So we have Juno trining, we have Uranus sextiling, we have Juno opposite Uranus. This can be upsetment in relationships. And we're dealing with Taurus and Scorpio here. That is the axis of life and death, but it's also the axis of our resources and our shared resources. So there's a bit of a shock and awe around our shared resources, which is likely Social Security, of course, top of mind for most people. We also can look at the 16th degree of Taurus, and I'm just going to read this to you because we're looking at the 16th degree of Taurus because 5/5/2025 is a 19-1 vibration day, and the 19-1 in the tarot is the Sun card. And so we looked to see where the sun is at. And at this time, 5:55 in the evening, the sun is at 16 degrees of Taurus. Now I'm going to just pull the sun card up. So I will hold that up for you, and then I will read what the 16th degree of Taurus says. Just 1 minute here. I was doing yard work and my hands aren't working as fast as I would like them to. But that happens sometimes. As you get older, you know. Sun, here come the sun. I think it's our last one. Okay, here we go, the sun. So this is the card of the day. Illumination, revelation, right? That's what this card means. And 16 degrees of Taurus, revelation. You can't make this stuff up. An old man attempting vainly to reveal the mysteries. It says, only when old ways have clearly failed can new knowledge be discovered and presented. Perpetual attempts to deepen and express knowledge. Every single moment is new. We stand now in a new reality and find that old wisdom is simply inadequate to explain what is the case now. It cannot guide us completely, and so we must look to find new perspectives. And of course, that waning sextile between Jupiter and Mercury is exactly what that is, right? It's like here, this is the prescription, here's the pill, right? It's exactly what it is. we try to explain to others, but with few exceptions and no attachment to success. So it's about putting the word out there, but not being invested in whether people are hearing you so much. They will hear you. There will be people hearing you, but just put it out there. Okay. Put it out. Put your vision out there. Put the illumination out there. All right. So let us, I'm going to now do the card reading. So let me stop the share. All right. So let's see. What cards do I want to use? I do have my Thoth deck here, so I might as well bite the bullet. Okay, here we go. All right, so the 5-5 portal. I'm sorry, I guess you can't see me very clearly. I don't have great lighting in here today. Hold on one second. See if this works. Does this happen all the time? Pretty much. All right, let me do the old trick. I'll be right back. Oh, goodness gracious. Hi. The old trick works. Okay, so message for the 5-5 portal. The 19-1 energy, sun, illumination, revelation. The 19-1 is also a destiny number. It is something we've agreed to do. So whatever comes up with this card reading, we have previously agreed to do this. This is the number of surrender, the 19-1. It is a karmic debt number, and it is often associated with a previous abuse of power that you're making up for, according to the numerologists. Now, that could include you in a small way, and it could include others in a big way, right? Well, we'll see. All right. Let's see. What do we start with? Oop. Start with the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of self-reliance. So we're being asked to be self-reliant. The 9 is generally somebody who is the self-made person. So in a way, this is saying you are what you make yourself. Let's see the challenge to that. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is the queens in the tarot are the sustainers. How do I sustain my values? This is sustaining your values. Also, with the 9 of Pentacles and the and this as a crossing card, this could be the danger of greed, the danger of greed. So don't be greedy. Underneath it all, we have the Princess of Wands or the Page of Wands. This is messages from Spirit. This is the Kundalini. This is passion. This is vision. So at the root here, what is your vision? What is your passion? What is the message that you're getting from Spirit? In the past, we have prudence. So you've worked really hard. This is the 8 of Pentacles. You've done your due diligence. You've worked hard to get where you are. You haven't been one of the reasons perhaps that you're in a position of having is because you've been smart about your resources in the past. That is okay. Let's see. In the sky, there's a sense of futility as if any action you take doesn't really make a difference. In other decks, this is somebody trying to get away with something, but you seeing it, right? The guy running away with the swords. In the immediate future, or the card for the, well, perhaps just in the immediate future, right now, an offering of love, an offering of love. How it's seen from the outside. A balanced mind, moving out of troubled waters, thinking logically, thinking in a cooperative way. Sixes are about responsibility to each other. It's the vibration of responsibility. It's also the vibration of love. Domestic healing, the Temperance card, the trial by fire, the trial by fire. In fact, May 559. This is the card for May. This is the card for May, the healing, the trial by fire, the alchemical. Um, it's about balance. It's about tempering. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, not getting caught up in extremes. But through the exposure to extremes, we become more and more aligned with spirit. Hopes and fears, virtue, waiting for your ships to come in. This is a birth card, the birth of light, as it were. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for a better future. We're hoping that all of this is going to bring us to a better place instead of bringing us to a worse place, as it were. And we have the Queen of Swords as the outcome here. This is the woman who has overcome much difficulty. She's holding the head of somebody there. This is nobody you want to mess with. So this is a feminine energy of justice. And so this is a message that justice is coming, and that if we're worried about people getting away with things, I don't think we need to worry about that. I'm going to see if I can get a major arcana. Okay, so we get abundance, the Three of Cups. This is a very positive, this is like a celebratory card. And then we have the High Priestess. Something is being revealed. Something is being revealed. The High Priestess on the Tree of Life sits right here on this path, the blue one there. And it crosses the abyss. This is Isis veiled and unveiled. Okay. This is the goddess. This is introspection. This is something is being revealed. There is revelation. And it has to do with love. It has to do with love. It has to do with offering each other if you are thirsty, offer them a drink, right? When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink, right? All right, let's see what's underneath it. Completion. That is the Four of Wands. That's a sort of a victory energy. Love, the Two of Cups, and oppression. Oppression. Let's see now. Something is being completed. This is heavy burdens. There are still heavy burdens. So we still have a long way to go, I think. But these other two cards are very positive underneath it. So understanding, I think, to a way is understanding love, understanding the oppression, to understand what other people are feeling, like we're walking through other people's moccasins. Maybe something we're not used to in this country, in America anyway, but just in general, um, it's important to, kind of walk in other people's moccasins and you not lose sight of the spirit that's within. All right, let me pick a Mystic Sister card. And I'm going to grab the card that we had from Mystic Sisters the other night. I want to add that in. And a message from the Mystic Sister Oracle for the 5/5 portal. Message for the 5/5 portal. Oh, here we go. Urania. Urania. Okay, let's see. Uranus is in Taurus, right? Remember, it's sextiling the North Node and opposing Juno. Where's the book? Okay, here we go. Urania. Whoops. Philosophy, knowledge, and intelligence. Urania is an ancient Greek god of astronomy. Her energy is directed toward endless expansion of the mind. She represents the enthusiastic and dedicated student within unquenchable thirst for knowledge. When when we take the opportunity to expand our knowledge of any particular subject, and interconnectedness of all truths can be recognized. When drawn, Urania encourages you to travel in your mind, imagine other possibilities, and playfully philosophize about alternative reality maps. She encourages further education or using knowledge that you've already obtained to its fullest potential. Urania. It's beautiful. There she is. So beautiful. So, on that note, I'm going to leave you. Hopefully that you find this message helpful. If you are looking to learn something new, I am starting a Introduction to the Kabbalah class. That's my spring Introduction to the Kabbalah class. It's going to be starting Thursday evening, 7 to 9 on May 15th. It runs for 6 consecutive Thursdays. Now, if there is something going on a Thursday, like in that period, say a holiday, although I'm not sure there's any holidays on a Thursday, uh, I do move it around, so you don't have to worry about that. But as it stands now, it starts on the 15th and goes for 6 weeks. If you want to join us, there's a link below. We'd love to have you. I know I do a lot of the Kabbalah here. If you've always wanted to know about it or been interested in it and said, well, gee, this is kind of interesting and different, this is your opportunity. So, according to Urania, it's a good time to learn. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste.